Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here. Today we are going to talk about the Sun in Libra moving into Scorpio. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the astrology and spirituality content. Use the links down below to know more about me and to book readings with me as well. So the Sun is right now in Libra, 29 degrees as the moment of recording. So we spent these whole 30 days creating new ways to see, act and express our new thoughts, new ideas, and new ways to socialize in more light, personal, sophisticated, and in ways or about things that deal with our values or with something that we value out in the world, in society, in a philosophy that we read on a book or something. So we were creating new ways to see or be seen by communicating in sophisticated and logical ways, right? So now, as the Sun goes into Scorpio, we're gonna take all that, we're gonna take those new expressions, those new actions, those new visions that were dealing with sophistication, with logic, with initiating or refreshing relationships as well, and we are going to go into fixed water, right? Scorpio. So our actions, our expressions, and our visions will now be more focused in having unique and consistent or stubborn feelings and emotions that deal with our passions, motivations, angers, frustrations, deep desires, transformational circumstances, deep situations where you went through deep or intense emotions, or just things that you want to hide or you want to keep private. And sometimes it's not because you are ashamed of it. Most of times is. But sometimes you just want to keep that thing or that feeling or that vision to yourself. Right? Sometimes it's just that. As simple as that. Right? So, here we're not literally in this video talking about Sun in Scorpio. We're talking about the transition from Sun in Libra to Sun in Scorpio, right? And first stage here real quickly is that it's a continuation. It's an evolution, right? Because Libra is the start of fall, when the Sun starts to appear less and less in the northern hemisphere. So we have less daytime, less heat, less exposure, less vision, less individuality, less expression. But as we go into Scorpio, we lose our access to that externally, but we are now able to see, because the Sun is going into Scorpio, we are able to see either consciously or subconsciously deeper parts of ourselves. Not only that, because we initiated new relationships or new ways to go about our relationships in Sun in Libra, now we can take those initiations and make it deeper. Or you initiated 5 relationships, as an example, and now you can go deeper into one relationship that makes you feel real valuable, or it has something really valuable for you in there, right? Or you have 5 new ideas for your business, or 5 new ways to communicate, and now you maintain your feelings and emotions fixed in those new or the new idea that has something to do with your passion, frustration, anger, and motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just, oh shit, now we Sun in Scorpio, right? No, we came from somewhere and we going somewhere, right? And to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from and where you at right now, right? Because spiritually, that's the whole purpose of astrology, is to know where are we, what spirits are around us, and what creations are we and the spirits around us doing the most, right? So the focus is still relationships, right? Because Libra, ruled by Venus, born out of the 7th house, air element, it's all about connecting with the external realm, communicating, talking, thinking, analyzing. But now it's not just about the relationship, it still is, but it's like an add-on. It's about the vibe, the emotion, the purpose, the value, the intensity, the juice that that relationship brings to you. And the thing is, you have to go deeper within yourself though. Not have to, but in order to be able to be valuable and to value relationships and the participants of said relationships, you have to initiate, lastly but not least, a relationship with you in a new, deeper way, right? Before you can take any other relationship, either it be work, friendship, romance, situationship, and if you want to get a spiritual ship, a real ship, right? You have to go really deep within yourself and take this Libra element to create new visions, create new logical, lighter, more sophisticated ways to see, be seen, and express yourself. You gotta now revert that to the internal realm. Because Scorpio is the feminine internal side of Mars. So it's about receiving, holding, nourishing, and taking care of your passions, motivation, anger, and frustration. Aries, which is the opposing Libra sign, and it's the masculine, the external side of Mars. It's about you expressing and going to look out in the world and creating and make things happen out in the world according to your visions that deal with your passions, motivation, anger, and frustration. So with Libra, you were already doing that Aries element, but more logical, more calculated, more sophisticated. Instead of just doing those things, you were looking for value. You were looking to be valued, perhaps a bit too much, and you were gullible. You know what I'm saying? But now that we are going into Scorpio, it's time to do that internally. It's time to create internally our own passions, motivations, anger, frustrations, and deep desires that are valuable and valued, and then keep our emotions, our energy consistent around those things so we can attract people, places, things, and situations that value us or are valuable to those deep emotions and feelings. Or that can also help you go into the right spaces. Because instead of you being creating this over here and over there, you have one general aspect, one general set of core values that you want to be or feel or experience or transform into or out of. But we'll touch that in a moment. So when you go and you have like 10 paths to choose, imagine, the right path will be very easy to identify because it's the only path that aligns with that fixed emotion, with that fixed desire. You see, instead of creating things out in the open, you already have the right things selected and you go where those things are or can be. And remember that the fall season is Uriel, is the detachment, because we just went through summer, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So we went to the maximum of the sun, maximum pleasure, maximum heat, maximum interaction, maximum exchange of fluids, values, ideas, energy, maximum fulfillment of desires. That's why most people love the summer, right? You can go to the beach, eat ice creams. Most people have vacations in the summer, right? And then now it's time to detach. Okay, we already experienced everything. We already went to a maximum. So it's time to go next. It's time to now detach from that and create something new that we can take to a maximum. And now, when the sun goes into Scorpio, it will be the most powerful part of that cycle of detaching, right? So with the sun in Scorpio, you can see and feel very clearly and with a very intense purpose the things that you should separate from, but this is not Aquarius season, right? So it's not about separating. It will happen because you are choosing or will choose the right feelings, emotions, dreams, and illusions, passion, motivation, anger, and frustration to focus on deeply and being inconsistent and even stubborn, right? And just because you are being loyal, that's what in the Bible says, don't think about other marriages, or don't think about other women outside of your marriage or something like that. That's a reference to Scorpio, when you are so fixed in a feeling and emotion, in a passion or motivation, in a value or valuable situation, that you don't even think about other things. You don't even consider. Like you might think about them, but you don't. It doesn't spend a long time in your mind. And if you want to really succeed and manifest and materialize your way, that's you gotta do. That's why a lot of people, a lot of religions, they worship the fixed signs. Because you gotta be as individual as possible. A fixed, or a mind is a fixed awareness. So to create your own mind and to make it come real, you gotta be fixed in your emotions, ideas, visions, and practicality. Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus, right? So right now, by you getting fixed and loyal to a certain set of deep internal values that relate to your feelings and emotions, passions and motivation, aggression and frustration, the things that you are not being loyal to, the feelings and emotions that you are not fixing to, you'll separate them automatically. And it will not be a painful process like Aquarius can be, because you are getting attached or deeper into something else. So it's not about the detachment, but it will happen. The thing is, we just coming in from Libra, so we acting and expressing still a bit more light, a bit more sophisticated, a bit more logic, and a bit more relatable. So it's not now out of nowhere we super deep, super emotional, super passionate, super aggressive, or super internal and super private. No, it's a transition. So slowly but surely, we will start to bring that sophistication and that lightness and that pleasure and that commitment into deeper and more important areas. So instead of being super private, you bring somebody with you, or a relationship, or an idea, or somebody, or an idea of a relationship where you want somebody, to experience a deep emotion or a deep passion with, or you want somebody to be private together. You share things, but you are private from the world, and then you go into those circumstances, or, also important, you don't go into circumstances that are not that. And that's also manifesting. A lot of people, it is like Scorpio opposes Taurus, right? Taurus is fixed earth, material, things, literally, and the moon is exalted in Taurus, and it's ruled by Venus. So Taurus and Cancer, because they are both, Cancer is ruled by the moon, Taurus, the moon is exalted in Taurus, they are the most materialistic, as in they can create the most out of their feelings and emotions. And Scorpio is opposing Taurus. That doesn't mean you can't do it. You can, but it's necessary more purpose, right? And it's a water element, so it means that your manifestations and materializations might be not that material, might be subconsciously, emotional, and spiritual. So it's also about not manifesting. How so? Because if you could manifest everything, you would manifest a lot of things that you don't want, because it will be everything and not what's for you. I have a video about that here on the channel. So because you are focusing on a specific desire, on a specific feeling and emotion, you will not manifest and materialize things outside of that specific field. And that's good. And that will play a big role in your relationships. If you have a relationship, if you start acting in more deep, emotional, private, and passionate ways, you will help your relationship to stay focused, to stay purposeful, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, right? If you don't go deep, if you don't go private, if you don't go into your internal passions, you will start to manifest and materialize things outside of your purpose, outside of your passions, outside of your motivations. And you or the relationship might go into those other spaces. So in Scorpio season, it's also important to understand that it's not just about getting something, not getting something, not going into certain spaces is also good progress. So to finish off, a little summary, we are going from creating new, light, logical, relatable ways to think, communicate, and analyze ours and others' values, and we're going into deep, emotional, passionate, or frustrated ways to express, act, and see or be seen by our passions, motivation, anger, frustration, privacy, dreams, and illusions. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and use the link down below to the link tree down below to check all my pages, all my content, and on IG you can check my services and readings and book them with me via email or IG itself. Thank you for watching. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Remember to believe in yourself, in all possibilities, and the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Goodbye.